The living, the dead, can they coexist?
Now's my chance.
Ghosts aren't real. Only gullible people believe that kind of crap.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I need you to help me save my daughter. But how do I know that you're going to keep your word?
I swear on my dead mother's soul. Yikes. Bob, you and the boys stand guard. Nobody gets through. Let's go, honey.
Recognize this puss?
Never seen that chick before in my life. Or afterlife.
Are you doing this?
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Hello, it's Trinidad the
Need it
Islandman,
upstairs.
your Islandman, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad the Islandman, your Islandman. And, today I'm giving you my review for the new movie that's opening this weekend, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Now, this is a sequel to the long-awaited 1988 Tim Burton movie starring Michael Keaton, Wynnona Rider, Catherine O'Hara, just to name a few. You know, this movie had been in development and thought about for many, many years. And finally, it has been done. And it stars Jenna Ortega as the daughter of Wynnona Rider's character. And, well, remember our rating scale. Shock a thumbs up. It's good to see. I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down. It's junk. I don't recommend it. And for Tim Burton's new movie, the Beetlejuice, pretty much Beetlejuice 2, it is overall a shock a thumbs up. Now this is very surprising. You know, I, like everyone else, you know, loved the first movie. It's a classic. However, I was kind of afraid, honestly. Tim Burton returns to direct this movie, following the first one. And, well, you know, his track record, Tim Burton's track record, you know, within the last decade has not been stellar, to say the least. So yes, I was worried. Yet, I'm happy to report it is a shock and thumbs up. There were some questionable parts that this or directions this movie took. Honestly, the one that threw me and that I couldn't understand why he did this, and it's like, and I said, oh, this is the only misstep I thought he made in the movie. However, he does kind of, you know, make it work. So, you know, my hat is off to Tim Burton. And, of course, the amazing cast, returning Wynnona Rider, Catherine O'Hara, Michael Keaton, of course, who you could not do this movie without them. You know, Wynnona Rider at the very least, along with Michael Keaton. We find out that Lydia's father, Catherine O'Hara's husband, has died at the beginning of this movie. You know, now honestly, I thought, you know, an easy way, you know, there had been some controversy with that actor, Jeffrey Jones, I believe. Something about pedophilia, I think, or some child pornography charges, etc. Not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. However, it's something along those lines. So, you know, I figured, hey, you know, okay, it makes sense. He's dead, and he's gonna be like long dead, and they're just gonna mention it and move on. No, He is like a central plot point in this movie. There are about 3 plot points in this movie, and he is but one of them. And you know, and kind of his crossing over to the other side. You know, we see his death. We actually see his death. They use his likeness in clay or, you know, stop motion animation to show his death. And then, you know, basically his deformed body, which you can't recognize the actor, you know, his likeness any further than the claymation animated stuff for like 5 minutes. You know, and then his picture is used at various points throughout the movie for his funeral, which is the driving force to get Lydia Dietz, her daughter, played by Jenna Ortega, and you know, Catherine O'Hare, back to where the house is that Beetlejuice haunts. We do find that that Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin's character are not in this movie. They are the ones who are mentioned in a passing reference that, oh, those people who had haunted, the owners who had haunted this house had moved on. However, they did leave their model upstairs enough for Jenna Ortega to get into trouble with. You know, as you've seen from the trailer, or at least parts of the trailer. So like I said, there are 2 other plot points. One revolves, of course, Beetlejuice still attempting to escape the afterlife and get into the real world once more, this material plane, and still involving, as in the first one, marrying Wynnona Rider's character, which he still seems to hold a torch for. You know, and honestly, you know, and that love seems to have definitely grown as, yeah, Lydia's not so much into him still, but he's definitely grown a soft spot for her in his unbeating heart, to say the least. And then the third involves Monica Bellucci's character, who plays the deceased wife, or former wife, his ex-wife, Beetlejuice's ex-wife. And we see a little bit of backstory that we never got with Beetlejuice, that apparently during the Dark Ages of Europe, him and Monica Bellucci's character had married during the time of the plague. We find out that she's some type of witch, a soul sucker that just marries rich or well-off men, which Beetlejuice is one of them, and then she kills. But before she is able to completely kill Beetlejuice while he's still alive, he dismembers her, getting his revenge, and thus they are both into the afterlife. However, he traps her there, where a freak accident releases her, and she is, as you've seen in the trailers, stapled back together. She puts herself back together, quite literally stapling herself back together, to go on this rampage to get Beetlejuice once again. So Lydia seeking her help, you know, against his ex-wife, you know, Beetlejuice, and then Lydia, Wynnona Rider's character, looking towards Beetlejuice to help save her daughter, who, you know, as in most of these teenage drama kind of stories, you know, there is a angst between mother and daughter, very much like Wynnona Rider's character in the first movie with Catherine O'Hare and Jeffrey Jones, you know, being, you know, different and out of place and misstepped. We find that she had been, you know, married, but her husband had died, which is the father of Jenna Ortega's character. And for some reason, although she can see dead people, Wynnona Rider's character still, she has never been able to see her father, or not her father, but her husband, her late husband, who had died in South America on a expedition of some type. And so his daughter's kind of following his footsteps, being an environmentalist, not wanting anything to do with her mother, Wynnona Rider, until the death of her grandfather, Jeffrey Jones, brings the family back together and back at the house where all heck breaks loose. The best parts of this movie are, of course, the afterworld, where we see much more of that. We see the familiar waiting room where people take a number, but we do see much more of the world. A little bit of spoilers, not too many. There's this thing called the soul train that takes these souls, once they're finished processing in, which we hadn't seen before, takes them to the afterworld, or the afterlife, where, likely they find some type of peace, if they've, heaven per se. And like it says, it's the soul train. These souls get on this train, but think of that 70s music TV show, and I'm not talking America Bandstand, Soul Train, and people are dancing on this train, and it's like, oh yeah, this is just brought a smile to my face and many others in the audience. But you will have to be a certain age to appreciate that. But if you've loved the first movie and seen it, way back in the day, 1988, then you'll know what Soul Train's all about. William Dafoe also stars in this movie, and he plays kind of a afterworld police officer investigating these murders that Monica Belluchi's character is doing to, in her quest to get towards Beetlejuice for the ultimate revenge. And also he's looking into the connection between Monica Belluchi and Beetlejuice, and seeing what they are up to as well. And throw in much hijinks and a little of a plot twist with Jenna Ortega's character, which, Wynnona Rider needs Beetlejuice to help her out of a situation she's gotten herself into. And, you have an amazing story, well worthy, and I'd say even greater than the original movie. All right, so again, strong shock and thumbs up for Beetlejuice Part 2, basically. Go and see it, however, wherever you can, but definitely in theaters starting this weekend. All right, mahalo and aloha.